Hello and welcome to CoreTV News on the hour. I am Omotayo Alo. The Nigerian military authorities have condemned the spate of suicide attacks in the northeast in recent times. Acting Defense spokesman Colonel Rab Abubakar said in a statement that those behind the crimes are most whose activities will soon become a thing of the past. He maintained that the military is intensifying efforts to neutralize the capabilities of the terrorists. The military also wants the members of the public to be extra vigilant and be wary of strange faces and objects in their localities. President Muhammad Buhari has handed down a 3-month directive to the newly appointed service chiefs to end Boko Haram in the northeast. Buhari says the chiefs will be held accountable on equipment and troops on the front ends, the need to improve on their welfare. He promised that his administration will provide all the resources and support they need to achieve the desired directive. Buhari gave the presidential order at the formal decoration of the service chiefs at the presidential villa in Abuja. The House of Representatives on Wednesday considered 11 motions on various subject matters, including one sponsored by Speaker Yakubu Dogara. One of the motions, which centered on rehabilitation, reconstruction and development of Northeast, saw the lawmakers urging the federal government to map out a development agenda for the 6 states in the zone. A correspondent, Basiaye, reports.
The motion, moved by Speaker Dogara and co-sponsored by 88 other members, was one that was preceded by a little drama of some sort. Speaker Dogara had asked that the standing rules of the House be suspended to enable his deputy, Yusuf Lasun, preside while he takes his motion. But before the motion could take off, the House leader raised a point of order under Order 6, Rule 19, seeking to join all members present as co-sponsors. The move informed the Deputy Speaker's decision to urge all members to show solidarity by giving maximum support to the motion.
I see here a motion on a very critical aspect of our lives in Nigeria today on the Northeast. And I see a list of members that has been enumerated here, which in fact includes the name of the minority leader of the House. Mr. Speaker, I want to apply on behalf of myself and all the other members of this House to have our names. As you know, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, our Constitution is very clear in Section 42 as it relates to discrimination. I insist as the majority leader and as the rest of our members here that we all support this bill. In fact, the motion does not require any debate.
It's possible for everybody's name to be listed. What I would just enjoin the member to do is to support the motion. So point of order raised is noted.
In the end, the motion was unanimously agreed to by members present.
The House is now invited to resolve that 1. Request the federal government of Nigeria to map out a development agenda for the Northeast zone comprising the 6 states of Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Taraba, and Yobe that will be implemented in phases. This agenda should have specific targets, funding, and deliverables that are guided by reconstruction of homes, villages, towns, and infrastructure, the repatriation of people to their homes and villages, and rehabilitation of people, communities, and livelihoods, and economic and social development.
Other motions raised and considered include fraudulent extortion from job seekers by government agencies and recruitment firms, as well as the need to investigate the 4 trillion naira debt owed federal government contractors, amongst others. Basiaye, CoreTV News, Abuja.
The immediate past Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Usman Jibrin, has called the Nigerians to support President Muhammad Buhari in the fight against Boko Haram. Jibrin stated this at a spilling out parade at Western Naval Command in Lagos. Jibrin, who also solicited the support of the new Chief of Naval Officer, Rear Admiral Ibo Ibes, says intelligence gathering is vital if the success recorded in the fight against the insurgent must be consolidated.
I am now soliciting the good people of Nigerians to support Mr. President and the military forces, the security agencies, for them to be able to do their job. Believing in the effectiveness of intelligence gathering, Nigerians must provide the needed intelligence for the security operatives to be able to identify there will be bombers, suicide bombers, especially monitoring to the extent that we can unravel where they are making their IEDs, improvised explosive devices. These people are amongst us. They are very difficult for us to identify when we don't have the needed information, especially intelligence.
Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu has made a strong case for the establishment of special anti-terrorism courts to strengthen the war against terrorism and insurgency in Africa. He made the call on Wednesday at the ongoing African Region Conference of the 46th Commonwealth Parliamentary Association in Nairobi, Kenya. Speaking on the role of Parliament in tackling the menace of terrorism in Africa, Senator Ekweremadu warned that terrorism is more widespread on the continent than was generally recognized. He said ICT penetration in Africa meant that terrorist groups could now mobilize, train, establish and maintain cells and links without the physical obstacles of borders. He therefore called on African nations to pay attention to reform of legal frameworks and institutions to fight terrorism. Governor Adams Oshiomhole has assured internally displaced persons in Edo State that they would not be relocated despite rumor that attempts were made to relocate them last week. About 1,300 persons, including 900 affected by Boko Haram insurgency, are currently camped in the state by International Christian Center for Mission. Governor Adams Oshiomhole gave the assurance when he visited the camp alongside his wife, Lara Oshiomhole, I beg your pardon, and the State Police Commissioner. Edo State correspondent files in this report.
Governor, while assuring them of his promise, noted that every Nigerian reserved the right to live and be treated well wherever they choose in any part of the country, and that the earlier move to relocate them was a rumor. The governor was paying his first official visit to the center.
I can see they come from different parts of the country, from Borno, from UB, from Adamawa, etc., and they are very young children. We'll have to do everything to ensure that they are comfortable, and we have discussed with the security agencies. They will ensure that adequate security is provided to protect these children, and those of them that we have identified their parents will arrange at the expense of Edo State government, will arrange for their parents to come here.
The center coordinator, Solomon Folorenshaw, who expressed joy at the governor's visit and the support to the center, said the children are all happy and thank all those who have helped them thus far.
You can see them, they are more than 1,000. I think it's okay. And also NEMA, you know, if you see now the children, NEMA have supplied food, they've supplied tents, they've supplied beans. NEMA is doing a great job here. And Red Cross and everyone is involved. Everyone is involved, yes.
Some of the displaced children who spoke thanked the governor for the visit and his promise to assist them.
We really thank God for how God puts our love in the heart of our daddy. How he's so humble to come and visit us. We really thank God, and there's nothing we can give him. Only God Almighty will meet him at his point of his need in Jesus' name. And all what he's promised, we'll pray that God will provide all what he's need, and he will fulfill his promise in Jesus' name. We really thank him. We thank you, sir. Thank you, Daddy. God bless you.
The governor, after meeting with the displaced, where NEMA, churches, organizations, and other spirited individuals have preferred assistance, took time to inspect the camp to underscore the challenge and the needs of the people.
The Senate has approved the request of President Muhammad Buhari for a $75 million World Bank loan for Edo State. This was in spite of efforts by Senator Matthew Ohogadia, PDP Edo South, to make his colleagues turn down his colleagues. The request senators gave their nod to the request after considering the report of another committee led by Senator Kabiru Gaya. The Police High Command has promised to close the gap existing between the police and the citizenry for a better policing in the country. This, it says, is necessary to restore public confidence and motivate the citizens to see crime fighting and national security management as a joint responsibility with the state. First Public Relations Officer Emmanuel Ojukwu said this at a press conference in preparation for the forthcoming National Security Summit in Abuja.
The business of policing is the responsibility of all. And addressing the current national security challenges requires a strong synergy between security agencies and relevant security stakeholders. The summit is therefore designed to galvanize citizen support for Nigeria Police Force and other law enforcement agencies in a renewed drive by our President to address current national security challenges. Being the noble idea of the Inspector of Police Solomon Arase, the summit, among others, is aimed at achieving the following objectives. Number one, to enlighten strategic security stakeholders and citizens at the grassroots of their invaluable role in national security architecture.
Join us after this quick break for more.
Some pundits believe that as long as the political system is driven by selected few, corruption may be difficult to fight.
You should be careful about what you say.
I am not the only politician. Even if I've wronged anyone, it is time to forgive me.
Please Arena every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. and a repeat broadcast every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's CoreTV News on the hour. And for more news and information, visit our social media platform, facebook.com/CoreTV News, our Twitter handle at CoreTV News NG, also our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space and news. The two missing bodies connected to the helicopter crash has finally been recovered. The Bristol helicopter, which had oil workers on board heading to Lagos from rigs in Ondo State, did not escape the ugly fate that befell them yesterday in a crash at the Lagos Lagoon. Agencies including the Accident Investigation Bureau, Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, the Lagos State Fire Service, the Police, Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, and the National Emergency Management Agency have not ceased working since the incident occurred. It's confirmed the appointment of Abdullahi Kogame as the resident electoral commissioner of Jigawa State. This was after a brief public screening of the former secretary of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Kogame, who left INEC in 2013 at the expiration of his 5-year tenure, was nominated for the new job by President Muhammad Buhari.
Though I retired 2 years ago, but as the former National Secretary of the Commission, I know the preparation of all those 2015 elections was made together with me.
I'll put the question, will the Senate confirm the appointment of Mr. Abdullahi Kogama as a resident electoral commissioner at Jigawa State in the Independent National Electoral Commission? Those in favor say aye. Aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Mr. Abdullahi Kogama is hereby confirmed as a resident Electoral Commissioner in Jigawa State in the Independent National Electoral Commission.
The National Publicity Secretary to the All Progressives Congress, Lai Mohammed, has assured Nigerians that President Muhammad Buhari is determined to change the fortune of the nation for good. Mohammed reiterated this at a function in Lagos. He says Buhari is poised to deliver on campaign promises of taming corruption, insurgency and revitalizing the economy. The APC spokesperson also noted the preparedness of the current administration to ensure a solid foundation for smooth running of government is delaying the appointment of ministers by President Buhari.
That fails to plan is also planning to fail. And this is why this government is meticulous. It is planning because it wants to succeed. But I can assure you that even within these 2.5 months, this government has achieved a lot in the area of security, in the area of the economy, even in the fight against corruption.
President Muhammad Buhari has extended condolence to the family, friends, associates and subjects, as well as the government and the people of Osun State on the death of one of Nigeria's famous traditional rulers, the Ooni of Ife, Oba Okwade Shijiwade Olubuse II. This was contained in a statement released on Wednesday in Abuja by Femi Adesina, the president's special advisor in media and publicity. The statement said that the president received the news with sadness while noting that the late Oba Okwade will be long remembered and celebrated for his worthy service spanning well over 3 decades. President Buhari said the first-class Oba was regarded as the chief custodian of the traditions of the Yorubas, pointing out that his invaluable contributions to the sustenance of cultural heritage of his people within and outside Nigeria. He further reiterated his belief that Oba Okwade's place in posterity is assured going by his notable contributions to the development of his community, state and country as a leading businessman, administrator and inspirational traditional ruler. He also prayed God for a worthy successor to take the place of the late Ooni on the ancient throne of Ile-Ife, while urging all to be consoled by the worthy legacies he left behind, which, according to him, would be built upon by his successors. Also, Senate President Bukola Saraki has described the death of Ooni of Ife, Oba Okwade Shijiwade, as the end of an era in Yoruba land. Saraki, in a statement signed by his Chief Press Secretary Sani Onogo, described the Ooni's death as a national loss. The Senate President also commiserated with members of the Olubuse royal family, people of Ile-Ife, as well as the government and people of Osun State over the demise of a king whom is said represents the best of Yoruba traditions and customs. Senator Saraki noted that the late Ooni was a royal father who will remain dear to his heart for a long time due to his deliberate efforts to promote Yoruba culture and tradition. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has described the late Ooni of Ife, Oba Okwade Shijiwade Olubuse II, as a traditional ruler whose legacies on the throne will endure for generations. The former Vice President, who is also the Are Adimula of the Source, said in a condolence message released by his media office in Abuja that Oba Shijiwade's reign was epochal and in a class of its own. According to him, Oba Shijiwade's wealth of experience in the corporate world, his wisdom and the royal candor he exuded combined with the historical preeminence of his tool made his reign a defining one. The former vice president also acknowledged that the demise of the Ooni of Ife is a loss not only to the royal family, people and government of Osun State, but also to Nigeria as a whole. He prayed for the royal family to have the fortitude to bear the loss of the outstanding monarch, whom he said had gone to meet his ancestors, and for peace to continue to reign in Ile-Ife. President Muhammad Buhari has assured the private sector of an enabling environment for them to provide job opportunities for young people. This, he says, is aside from his administration's resolve to strengthen job creations, institutions in the public sector, as well as provide adequate infrastructure. President Buhari also pledged to pay special attention to the growth of small and medium-scale enterprises. He was speaking at an event commiserating the 2015 International Youth Day with the theme Youth Civic Engagement at the Presidential Villa, Abuja.
Our new administration is poised to providing an enabling environment for the private sector to thrive so as to ensure greater opportunities for jobs to be created for our young people. This, we believe, will assist in reducing criminal activities and terrorism. We have resolved to provide adequate infrastructure and strengthen our job creation institutions in order to increase opportunities for our young people.
This year's event, a provision has also been made for a few federal government job creation institutions to exhibit the abundant opportunities available in their organizations with a view to interacting with existing and potential youth entrepreneurs. In this category, we have the Bank of Industry, SMEDAN, and the Institute of Mining and Geosciences, which Mr. President has just inspected.
As the world celebrates International Youth Day, youth across the universe have used the opportunity to make statements. In Osun State, the youth have clamored for more inclusiveness in governance. Rashid has more from Osogbo.
I refuse to be a victim. Instead, I want to be part of the process. I want to be part of the process that drives the change.
That's the resolution of youths in Osun State as one of their resolutions in commemorating this year's International Day for the Youth. Meanwhile, as the youths clamor for more participation in governance, accusing the government of not doing enough, the government representative of the youth conference says the youth need value orientation in order to take their place in the decision-making process. The guest speaker, Bamidele Salam, however, opines that the youth should hold the government accountable while they also discharge their civic responsibilities.
Value orientation, you need to first of all let the youth even realize that on their own part, they need to consider certain things very critical and germane to the survival of the society in which they live in.
Leaders will start getting accountable because they know there's a vibrant population that is watching them, asking them questions, criticizing them when they are wrong, protesting against them when they are tyrannical.
For the conveners, the time is right for youths to take up the challenge of governance through active and positive participation in socio-political process.
Should be able to at least contribute our quota, and when someone someday, even in government or otherwise, sees that these youths are even moving, the change mantra that we are also all of us are clamoring for, or we are calling, or we've been clamoring. If we see that we are changing, we are doing things the way they should be, they know so well that at least then the society will be better for it.
While youths are advised to be responsible, analysts say the success or otherwise of Nigerian teeming youths rests on the shoulder of leaders at the helms of affairs. Rashid, CoreTV News, Osogbo.
And to sport, as part of efforts to remember Nigeria's fallen football hero, Samuel Owaraji, who died 26 years ago on the field of play, members of the House of Representatives want him immortalized. Raising a motion of urgent public importance, the member representing Kaba Bunu Ijumu, Tajuddin Yusuf, stated that the federal and Imo state government must do more to preserve the name and achievement of the late footballer. Supporting the motion, Deputy Whip Pale Irase suggested that the player should be extended to include all the deserving individuals to serve as role model to youth.
Today marked 26 years of his death, and I think as a House of the People, we need to bring to fore to the knowledge of Nigerians and the people in government the need to show honor, respect for such people as Sam Owaraji.
This great patriot actually ensured
that he gave his all to this country. And so, to that extent, nothing done now can be too much to salute the courage and the spirit of patriotism that he brought to bear in sport.
And it's a wrap on CoreTV News at this hour. Thank you so very much for watching. I remain Omotayo. Alo.